And this is Thursday night for Glenwood football. This probably a blessing in disguise. This game was actually scheduled for Thursday night at the beginning of the season because of fall break next week. And now they understand that there's bad weather coming. So it looks like we'll have to catch that bad weather. Unfortunately, it has affected the attendance somewhat. Certainly, there's a very sparse crowd for the Hooper Colts, and as Glenwood's faithful have shown, that we still are missing a few. We will have a key game tonight because this is a Region 1 contest, and both teams are looking to try to get a seeding in the playoffs. The team that wins this game tonight is assured of at least a home game in the first round of the playoffs. And it's not to say that they get the region championship, but that the home game will be assured. And I'm real positive that Coach Gibson has made that relatively clear to his charges on the sidelines. I don't know much about Hooper other than the fact that last week they did win 41-0 against Fort Dale. So that shows that they have the capacity to score a lot of points. We'll have to wait and see what they do on offense. Glenwood, we know. They've got the keys of Jackson Griner, Kai Robichaud, and A.J. Harris. And I dread to think any defense that has to try to stop any of those three players, because every one of those three can break a game wide open on their own. And certainly this season, each of them has done that. So we will see what happens when these two teams clash in a key Region 1 contest. Glenwood is 6-0, and right now with that record, they are tentatively the #1 ranked AISA school in all the classifications, single A, double A, and triple A. So certainly we want to see what we can do as far as not only keeping a good record, but also being able to keep a good rating. Probably going back to receive the kick, and that is definitely correct, will be A.J. Harris, he of the and Jamie Sinclair. And Jamie's not too shabby himself. He has also returned a couple of punts for touchdowns. So we'll see what happens on the kickoff. To be stuck. Okay with everyone. Kickoff is to the 20. It goes to A.J. Harris, and A.J. Harris takes a cut. My goodness, I tell you what, #2 for Glenwood is electric. 19 seconds gone on the clock, and Glenwood is already up 7-0, and we certainly do thank the Colts for kicking the ball to #2, A.J. Harris. Getting ready for the extra point is number 25, Garrett Hall. And the kick is right down the middle. So after only 19 seconds of play, we have a score of Glenwood 7, Hooper 0. My goodness, what a way to start a game. You have to say that was some special kind of play. I'm really not sure why they wanted to make sure to get that, but they kicked off to the right person as far as Glenwood was concerned. Now let's see what happens with the Gators. The Gators have got a new kickoff man. They had used Garrett Hall some, but the new guy is Ethan Crawl. Crawl is a multiple disciplined type player. He plays soccer, basketball, And those soccer skills have certainly shown in his kickoffs, because he has pounded quite a few all the way to the end zone for the automatic touchback that is required in AISA play. And just as described, Mr. Crawl just put that thing through to the back of the end zone for a touchback, which is a really great weapon to have for your special teams that make that team start from their own 20 with their offense. Glenwood last week were able to notch their first shutout win of the year. And so we know that their defense can put a stop on the other team. So let's see what we've got. It looks like they're in just a standard wing tee. Well, they handed it off, and the poor fella can't. There was a flag on the play. The runner was to Marcus Hardaway, but we do have a face mask penalty on Glenwood, unfortunately, and that's going to cost them. Even though they gave him a 2-yard loss, that penalty will make it 1st and 7 at the because it's a spot foul. It'll be 1st and 7 at the 23. Rather unique, but still, that's all right. They've got a toss, and number 2 is the ball carrier, Paul Menifee. And Mr. Menifee looks like he got nothing. So it's 2nd and 7 from the 23. Actually, they're officially putting him back 1 yard. So we'll have 2nd down and 8 with a loss of 1 from the 22. This is the kind of defense Glenwood played last week. Looks like they're ready for whatever Hooper has, at least on the running game. Well, we've got 2 flags. One looks like it's going to be on Sinclair for pass interference, but there's also one at the line of scrimmage. So we'll wait and see what the 2 flags are. Not sure. Okay, there's a chop block on Hooper, and it looks like there was pass interference or defensive holding, on Glenwood. The penalties will offset, and guess what? We'll just play again. So it's still 2nd and 8, and all we did was run a few seconds off the clock. It's 2nd and 8 from the 22. Looks like they've got Preston Nepper out wide, and they try an inside handoff. Good quick move, and it looks like he got stripped.
They caught him down.
But they've called the runner down. 33 to Marcus Hardaway was the ball carrier. He got to the 31. Did look like the ball came out, but they said that was already down. The runner was already down, so he gets the 1st down with the 9-yard run. That's the first down of the game for them. This time we've got both Menifee and Nepper out wide. But they hand off inside to Hardaway. It looks like we're going to get a heavy dose to Marcus Hardaway. Nice gain on the play of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 35. This time they're bunched in tight in the backfield. Quarterback is looking over the line of scrimmage. Nice cut by the runner for number 2, Menifee, but
Takes the ball to the 39-yard line.
a gain of 4, so it's 3rd and 2 at the 39. This is a big 3rd down conversion attempt. And another gain of 4 yards. Let's see what they've got now. They've got it spread, but the last time they did that, they just handed it off to Hardaway. And I think Glenwood is expecting the very same thing as they've bunched up on the inside. But let's give Hardaway credit. He popped his helmet off and got double top and bottom. He'll have to come out for one play, but he did get the first down with a 3-yard run. He needed 2 and he got 3. So that's twice Mr. Hardaway has carried the ball for first downs for the Hooper Colts. Now he has to come out for one play, so we'll see what they do on first down now that Hardaway, who seems like their featured ball carrier, is out of the lineup. They gave it to Menifee, number 2. Menifee fell forward. Looks like he got 2 yards on the carry, so it's 2nd and 8. That was a nice fill. I'm not sure who the defensive player was for Glenwood, but if he did, Tariq Maple made a very nice fill there, because if he doesn't make that tackle, 2 may have gone for a good long run. Okay, Hardaway's back in there now. They faked to Hardaway. I'm not sure where he was throwing the ball, but it's definitely, if there'd been anything but people running out, or him being in trouble, he might have could be in call for intentional grounding. There was nobody, no player, either Glenwood or Hooper, that was close to that ball. Okay, it's now 3rd and 8, another key 3rd down for the Colts. Let's see what Glenwood's defense can do. He goes back to pass. It's a screen to, of all people, surprise, surprise, Hardaway. Hardaway makes a nice run, but he does not get a first down. It's 4th down and 3 at the 49. A gain of 5 yards on the pass play. The question is, are they going to go for it? Do not see, I know Chun was the kickoff guy, but I'm not sure who their punter is. Looks like they're letting the clock run down. Okay, they were, and there's a timeout called by Hooper. So we have a timeout on the field. The first timeout, trying maybe to take a quick break by our station to get announcements in. I don't know if they need them or not, but I said it. That's a wonderful But that's still. You don't need to be. All right, we're back live, and it looks like Hooper is going to go for it on a 4th and 3. And if they run it, I would expect it to go, which it did, to the hands of Hardaway, and I'm impressed with his run.
He's down. His knee hit the ground and hurt him.
It looks like they called his knee down just about a yard shy of the first down, and that extra push that he had was because he had one knee down on the ground and he was pushing the Glenwood tackler. So the ball goes over on downs. He needed 3 and he got 2. So it's a 1st and 10 for Glenwood from the 49. What a great play by the defense, because Hardaway had run for 2 first downs for the Colts in their first drive. So halfway through the first quarter, and Glenwood is just now running their first look at, oh my goodness. That was the first offensive play of the game for Glenwood, and Jackson Griner had Ron Beecham wide open, and Ron juggled the ball and dropped it, and he had the defensive player beat by at least 3 yards. I don't think they would have called him. I think it would have been a touchdown. Right. However,
great throw.
You have to give Griner a lot of credit. He put that ball on the money, but you know, that's first play of the game, little nerves. It happens. Jackson, oh, what a nice. Look at this run by Jackson. He just juked the secondary back, and after getting past the line of scrimmage, just took off and ran down to the 25-yard line for a gain of 26 yards and a first down for the Glenwood offense. What a great run by Griner. And that's not his first multi 10-plus yard run. In the first game of the year this year, Griner ran for over 200 yards. So like I say, Glenwood has a lot of weapons to put points on the board. And one of those is their quarterback, Jackson Griner. Griner back to pass, throws. Hunter Walton is the receiver. Nice. Walton is relatively new to the passing game. He plays tight end, but very, very nice pass, and it looks like he's just 1 yard shy of a first down, so it's 2nd and 1 at the 16. Oh. What is Walton's number? What is Walton's number?
11.
Thank you.
Offside on defense.
My goodness, somebody got overexcited on that 2nd and 1 play, and I believe they're going to call offsides. Don't believe that was too hard of a call. So 5 yards on Hooper, and it's a first down and 10 on the 11. So Glenwood could get a first down without scoring. It looks like they have heard that Jackson, like Kai Robichaud, is a key running back, but despite that, Kai ran for 4 yards, and it's 2nd and 6 at the 7. Looked like the whole defense followed him, and he still plowed through for 4 yards. Some nice blocking on that right side, too. Here we go again. Right side blocking. Look at Robichaud go. With 4:32 to play, Kai Robichaud gets his first touchdown of the game, and that makes the score Glenwood 13, Hooper 0. with Garrett Hall coming in to try the extra point. And the extra point is good. So with 4:32 left to play in the first quarter, our score is Glenwood 14, Hooper 0. And we'll wait the kickoff to Hooper in just a moment. Let's take a They got much help. All right, we're lining up for the kickoff. And once again, our kickoff is with Ethan Craw. The ball is down to the 2. Well, that was a nice run. It looked like Menifee was the for the 2. Menifee went from the center to the sideline, got a few good blocks by his Colt protectors, and got out to the 35-yard line. A nice 33-yard kickoff return by him. So now it's 1st and 10 to 35 for Hooper. Again, deep as the eye back is Hardaway for Hooper. Everyone else is spread out. I'm not sure where he's throwing the ball. Number 6 ran a button hook, and quarterback threw the ball as it was an out pattern to the sideline. And once again, I think somebody missed some signals there. And it's 2nd and 10 from the 35. All right, once again, we've got Hardaway in the backfield. He's a little closer to the line of scrimmage now. It looks like they're going to try to pass again. Number 12 was the intended receiver. Interesting, I don't have a... I'm sorry, number 32 was the intended receiver, and he was just a little bit short of being able to get it. That's R.J. Coker. But again, that pass was a little bit off. Apologize for the problems with the numbers. It's a little, we're kind of far up and it's a little bit hard for us to see here. Hooper is in the white jerseys and their numbers seem to kind of run together a little bit, so I apologize for not being able to see them that well. This time, again, the ball's to Hardaway, and that's an impressive run by their fullback, tailback. He is certainly... there's a kind of a delay. Oh, there's a flag on the play. So that's good because Hardaway had at least a 12-yard run for a first down, and it's going to be holding on Hooper, so that first down is wiped out, and the ball goes back down to the 26. So even though it's a 10-yard penalty, it winds up being 9 yards back. So it's 3rd and 19 from the 26. We've got Nepper split out wide to the right here. Sinclair, they give the ball to the inside to Menifee, and that really surprised no one. There was a no gain, so now it's 4th and 19 from the 26, and I do believe now we will get a punt. Now we've got, again, A.J. Harris and Jamie Sinclair back. Both of these players have kickoffs, multiple kickoff, punt returns for touchdowns. So let's see what happens. He made sure.
What are you doing, Cam? Cam Carpenter.
All right, the punt was by the quarterback, number 7, Porter Henry. It's a short one. We were a little bit concerned there, and I'm sorry about the delay in discussion, but it looked like Cam Carpenter, the ball almost hit him as it was going down because it was so short. Anyway, there was no return, and Glenwood takes over on their own 40. Kick of 34 yards and no return for the Gators. So let's see what the Glenwood offense has in store. Nice pass to number 1, Ron Beecham, who is, look at this. Look at this. He got by that first man and just left him. When the games first started, I talked about the 3 playmakers Glenwood had. That was A.J. Harris, Kai Robichaud, and Jackson Griner. I failed to mention Ron Beaucamp, I think is how he pronounces his name, who that is his 5th touchdown in limited action for the Gators. And the Gators are pouring it on. An extra point by Garrett Hall.
It's good.
And with that extra point, it is now Glenwood 21, Hooper 0. I think I mentioned already that this is a team with a 4-2 record that scored 41 points in their last game. But I don't believe they played a team the likes of Glenwood this year, because they have lots and lots of weapons. That was a great cut and run by Beaucamp for the touchdown, and you have to say that without a doubt the Glenwood offense looks like they're running on all cylinders. So with 2:39 in the first quarter, it is 21-0. We're still in the first quarter, folks. And the kickoff is now to the end zone. So Ethan Crawl is 2 for 3 on touchbacks for his kickoffs. And again, Hooper starts from their own 20 with their offense, 1st and 10. Hooper comes to the line. Again, Hardaway is the deep back with Menifee on the side. Ball's handed off to Hardaway. And he gets 3 yards before he's taken down. So it's 2nd and 7, 23. let's face it, folks. That's Hardaway guy's a good back, but I don't know if he's played against a defense like Glenwood's, because Glenwood can really cover and tackle, and that's one thing that's very positive. It looks like he's got the ball again. This time he only got 1 yard, so now it's 3rd and 6 at the 24. And I think when you're looking at a 21-0 hole in the very first quarter, it does have a tendency to kind of take the sting out of your desire. Another 3rd down for the Colts. Handoff to reverse, and he is wide open. Menifee got the ball on from number 6, Preston Nepper, and they did not cover him. So on a very nice double reverse, Hooper will now have it 1st down at the 42. That's the first down made by somebody other than Hardaway. And I'm sure that that's what Glenwood thought too, that Hardaway was going to get the ball there. But that's fine. Like I say, this team is 4-2. They have been able to score points. The defense just has to be alert. All right, to the line. I-back is Hardaway. This time he's caught behind the line. Cody Bentz, who's new to football this year, but not new to Glenwood Athletics, made a great play. He lost 3 yards on a great defensive play by Glenwood. And it looks like that's going to be the last play of the quarter. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, the score is Glenwood 21, Hooper nothing. We'll take a break now while we get set for the second quarter. All right, we're getting ready for the second quarter. It's 2nd down and 13. Hooper's got the ball on the 45-yard line, and Glenwood sets up. Let's see. Once again, Henry setting up with deep back is Hardaway, but oh my goodness, 7 had 32 wide open. Ball went off his hands and almost directly into the hands of the Glenwood defender. So it's an incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 13 from the 45. And I have to say that was definitely not Henry's fault, but R.J. Coker just could not handle the pass. Didn't look like he zipped it particularly hard. He just did turn the right way, I guess you would say. Okay, 3rd and 13, another key third down for this Hooper offense. Looks like we've got a penalty flag. The carry was made by Hardaway, but we have to wait and see. The flag is thrown all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. Illegal block by Hooper. That's a big one because it's behind the line. So it goes from the 45 all the way back to the 40. So that's makes it 3rd down and an awful lot. At least 28 yards, maybe 27, 28, but it's a long way to go for a 1st down. Let's see what the defense can do now. Just make sure that they run another one of those double reverses that the let's see. The clock went to 0, the play clock, and as if they needed any more help, Hooper just got another penalty for delay of game, so now it's 3rd down and 33 from the 35. So they are now 20 yards behind where they started. Be very interesting. Well, as far as Glenwood's concerned, they're heading in the right direction, but we've got a big 3rd down. Let's see what the defense can do now. Well, it looks like it was a toss play to Menifee. Not a double reverse this time, and I'm afraid Mr. Menifee, they were looking for him to carry the ball. He lost a yard. So now it's on the 34-yard line, and it's 4th down and 34. And I'm going to take a wild stab and say they're probably going to punt.
If they can't punt it to the 1st down mark.
Yeah, he'll be thrilled to be able just to punt it to the 1st down marker. Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours. Illegal substitution. They had too many men on the field, and Hooper got a 3rd penalty. So it's 4th and 39 at the 29. They really are headed in the wrong direction. He is really going to have to kick it just to get it to the original line of scrimmage, and he didn't. He's angled it to the sidelines because he did not want to kick to either Sinclair or A.J. Harris, and I'll give him credit. He didn't.
What?
Anyway, I'm not exactly sure about that spot, but we're going to give him about 25 yards on the punt. And just like we said, he didn't even make it back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for the Glenwood Gators offense. Nice outside move by Kai Robichaud, and he gets close to a 1st down at the, looks like about the 46-yard line. So a gain of 8 for the Glenwood halfback.
Oh my gosh.
Jackson Griner had a great ball given to, and busted it wide open for a 46-yard run. That even faked me out. He made such a great fake inside the line, and he cut inside, and nobody touched him. So with 9:55 left to go before halftime, Jackson Griner gets a 46-yard run and his first touchdown of the game. And in comes Garrett Hall for his fourth PAT attempt of the first half. And again, he splits the uprights for another point. And so the score now reads Glenwood 28, Hooper 0. And we're getting set to kick off. And we'll take a quick break for our sponsors while we set up for the kickoff. All right, we're getting set to kick off with Glenwood. This is their fourth kickoff. We want to see if Mr. Craw can make it 3 for 4 into the end zone, but we'll have to wait and see. And he did. So it's a touchback automatic, and that will make Hooper start from their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. And we have a timeout called by Hooper. That's their second timeout. So while there's a timeout on the field, let's take a quick break for our sponsors. I think Monroe was better than this team. Really?
I knew this team was more worse than
Did you? I didn't. I have no idea.
they don't have the same tradition that Monroe has.
Yeah. Monroe has some players on, but they just don't have. Their defense played pretty good for a little while. All right, 1st and 10 from the 20 for Hooper. Score is 28-0 Glenwood. Lined up. Give it to the wide. Fake to the wide, sorry. They fake to number 2. And hand off inside to number 33, to Marcus Hardaway. He is not getting up quickly. He's a gain of 3 yards, and it's a 2nd and 7 at the 23. We have a timeout on the field for Hardaway. And I have to say that's got to be disappointing for the Hooper Colts. Hardaway's played hard. He's had some nice runs, had a couple of first down runs nullified by penalties, but the kid has really been out there doing his best, and nobody wants to see anyone hurt on either team. So hopefully his injury is not serious, and maybe he might be able to even return to the game. But as we move along, it's 2nd down and 7 at the 23 for the Colts. And now we've got Menifee as the inside I-back. Henry looks things over and hands off to Menifee. Not the same power. All they did was move the down marker. Mr. Menifee got no yards. So it's 3rd and 7 from the 23 for Hooper. Give Menifee credit, though. That 34-yard run he had on the double reverse is the longest play from scrimmage against the Glenwood defense since the 2nd game of the year. Porter Henry rolled out on the far side, looked like he tried to get it to his wideout, but the pass was off the mark. It's incomplete, and now it is 4th and 7, and really sets up another punting situation. And again, it'll be a Henry for the punt. I'm sure they are very concerned about the Glenwood returners, and so that might be one of the reasons why he's kicking off like he is to the side, is he's not getting a lot of yardage on these punts. All right, this one goes straight up in the air, goes directly to A.J. Harris. He makes a cut. He makes another cut. And oh my goodness. Touchdown, Glenwood.
54 yards.
It is a 54-yard punt return by A.J. Harris, who is money on the punt returns for touchdowns. I don't know what else to say. Oh, there is a penalty flag on the field that is nullifying the touchdown. He had a 54-yard touchdown. It's a personal foul against Glenwood at the 47. Oh my goodness, that is a disappointing.
Is that a blindside block? I bet it was
No.
a blindside block.
I'm not sure what the penalty was, possibly an illegal block, but it sets Glenwood back not only the loss of the touchdown, but a 15-yard penalty for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Well, we sure enjoyed watching Mr. Harris run because it was a pretty run, but it doesn't count. So it's still 28-0, and now Glenwood starts at a 1st and 10 from the 43. And I will hesitate to say that I'll be very surprised if they kick another ball to number 22. Griner rolls out, got 2 penalties, 3 penalty flags. I don't know what he got. I'm not going to write it down because all I see are penalty flags everywhere. So, and we've got, looks like we've got a holding penalty. We've also got probably maybe a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct. Not sure all of, but there's, yeah, it looks like they're showing holding against Glenwood. So that's too bad because Jackson really busted a nice play, but he got called. Glenwood got called for the penalty. So it goes back to the 35-yard line. So even though it's a 10-yard penalty because it's a spot foul, it's going to be 1st and 18 from the 35. I know that sounds odd, but that's just the way it goes. First down, Glenwood, 35-yard line. Griner's back with Robichaud. Pass. Austin Mon was the intended receiver. I think he ran before he caught it. Pass falls incomplete. It's 2nd and 18 from the 35. Austin saw all that green in front of him. I think he took his eye off the ball a little bit. They're not giving him an excuse, but there was a Glenwood receiver and a Hooper defensive player in front of him as well. So Griner threw a great pass over both of those guys to Mon, but Mon had to try to catch the ball in stride. It was not the easiest catch to make. It was a catch he could have made, but he didn't quite make it. Griner falls back. It's a screen to Robichaud, and oh, has he got room? That's another penalty, though. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch, as my mom used to say. And they go on hold. It's holding against Glenwood. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we've got a penalty fest tonight for both teams. Sort of hate that. It has a tendency to just take away all of the impetus. We've got another penalty. I think it has to do with oh my goodness. So there's 2 penalties. The first one is going to be a holding penalty against Glenwood, and then there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty tacked on after the play was over. That will put the ball back to the 8-yard line, and it's 2nd down, and I don't know how many yards.
I'm going to go ahead and bet we get the first down.
So all I can tell you is that they've got a timeout on the field. So if we would, let's take a quick timeout for our sponsors. That's a Glenwood timeout.
First and 45. In the first down.
All right, here we go. We've got a 2nd down, and we've tried to figure out, and we think it's 45 yards to go for a first down. Goodness gracious, that's a long way to go for two plays. But let's see what the Gators can do. They've shown the penchant to be able to get a long play. So let's see what they've got in the pocket for a call for 2nd and 45. Not exactly a play that you want to have to call, but that's where the situation it is.
Hey! Whoop!
Passes to Sinclair, I'm sorry. Number 19 and 9. Griner's pass is complete. there's a kind of a Bronx cheer from the people in the stands because there was no penalty. He didn't get all the yards he needed, but to say that a 24-yard gain is still pretty nice to get when you're way back. He's throwing a long one to Sinclair and missed him. Pass was incomplete. It's 4th and 23 for the 32. That's too bad because it looked like Sinclair had opened up pretty good there, but it didn't quite make it. So at least now Hooper's found a way to get Glenwood from not scoring. Make them have plenty of penalties so they can't get a first down. I probably shouldn't say that, but still, certainly the penalties made for a big difference as far as being able to get something going on offense. Griner's has a nice kick, has no chance of a return, and the ball is downed on the 34. So Jackson got a 32-yard punt with no return, and it's 1st and 10 on the 34 for Hooper with 6:19 to play in the second quarter. All right, once again, we're back up to the line. Henry is looking over the, it looks like nice cut by number 2, Paul Menifee. Well, he got the ball out to the 40, so it's 2nd and 4. Actually, it looks like he got 7 yards, so it's 2nd and 3 at the 41. I kind of misjudged how many. Nice run. Well, they pulled the ball out, but I think the guy was down. And again, Menifee, but this time they were ready for him. And he lost a yard there. So it's now 3rd and 4 from the 40. Inside a handoff is great, quick hit by, oh my goodness. Menifee got the first down, and it looks like they're going to call Glenwood for a late hit because as he was already down, personal foul, Glenwood. So he got a 13-yard run, and then on top of that, there's a penalty against Glenwood. So with that penalty, and they are getting the penalties tonight, both teams, it's a 1st and 10 for Hooper at the 32. That's disappointing. It'd be more discipline than that.
Oh, that's the catch.
Well, I must say, that was an excellent catch by 32. He turned the wrong way the other time, but he didn't that time and made a nice catch at the 25 for a 7-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 3. Again, this team has put some points on the board. So, there's only so long that you can keep them down when you're shooting yourself in the foot with all the penalties. But let's see what happens with the defense. Well, that certainly says something for the defense there. Carrier was Menifee, and he lost a yard, so it's 3rd and 4 again from the 26. But based on the score and based on what's happening, I suspect this is 4-down territory for the Hooper Colts. Once again, this is a region game. This is a region game that counts. Now, there's flags on the play, but we're not sure if it's illegal procedure. I'm glad that somebody, the white hat, clarified that, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be against Glenwood or Hooper. But this penalty was against Hooper, so it's 3rd and 9 now from the 31. Makes it a little bit tougher for that first down. Probably a passing down. I will say Henry has shown a penchant for being able to throw the short pass, and he's got a wide open receiver, number 32, who made a great catch. R.J. Coker, who looks like somebody that Henry's going to be looking for in the game, has set it up 1st and goal for the Colts at the they're saying the 7. So any way you look at it, it's the Hooper's best chance of getting points on the board in the game. Handoff inside for the Colts. To number 2. They're going to give Menifee 2 yards on the play. It's 2nd and goal from the 5. And no matter what happens, rest assured, this is a 4-down territory. There's only 1:47 left to go in the quarter.
Touchdown Colts.
Not sure who the ball carrier was. Oh, it was Menifee. So Paul Menifee gets credit for the touchdown with a hard run. And the kickoff man, Henry Chun, number 21, is going for the extra point. And the kick is good. So now, with 1:34 to play, our score is Glenwood 28, Hooper 7. Well, I don't know about that. They show. That's sort of disappointing. Well. All right, we've got a score now of Glenwood 28 and Hooper 7. We're getting set to kick off after the Hooper touchdown. We've got a quick change in the kickoff team, it looks like, for Hooper. But now we're ready to kick off. And both A.J. Harris and Sinclair look like they're back with Austin Munn, the short side. and they kicked it out of bounds. They did not want any of number 19 and number 2.
Free kick.
So what Glenwood's going to do is they're going to charge them a 5-yard penalty and make them kick again.
Out of bounds. 5 yards against the Colts. Free kick.
Okay, here we go for a kickoff from the 35. And again, we've got Sinclair and Harris semi-deep. They are expecting a pooch kick because they are, if you call it deep, they're both at about the 30-yard line already. So it should be most interesting. All right, Chun kicks it short. It's to the 43. It goes to, I'm not sure who. I apologize. Cody Bentz grabbed the return.
What we say on the 40-yard line?
And it looked like he grabbed the ball, kind of a short kick at the 40, and ran it down to the 40-yard line. So that's a 20-yard return with 1:26 to play, and a 1st and 10 at the 40. With the kind of offense that Glenwood has, that's certainly enough time to get more points on the board. Let's see what happens. This should be most interesting. Wonder what they've got in store for the offense. That is, if they can prevent from having a penalty.
Nice throw and catch.
Nice.
No, incomplete.
It looks like they ruled it incomplete to Beaucamp. He definitely got the ball, but he must have had one foot out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass. Certainly was a nice looking play and a nice looking pass, but he didn't get it. So now we're 2nd and 10. A nice throw to number 1, Ron Beaucamp. He's gone. He broke a tackle and then just kept going.
Riders pass to Ron Beauchamp for Glenwood. Touchdown.
So with 1:05 to play, I said they had enough time to get another one on there. Beaucamp grabs his 2nd pass reception, and no need to fool around. Just go ahead and score again. So it's a touchdown. Extra point will be by Garrett Hall. Let me mention something about Garrett Hall. And he's kicked it. He hasn't missed all year. Now, he's had one bad snap and one that he didn't have a chance to kick. But other than that, everything he's had to kick, he's made. So with 1:05 left to go in the first half, it's Glenwood 35, Hooper 7, with Ethan Crawl getting a chance to show off his leg again for another long kickoff. There's no doubt as far as the game is concerned, Hooper has run a whole lot more offensive plays than Glenwood has, but Glenwood is the one that's making the big play when they need it. Touchdown after touchdown, they've got 4 that are just quick, long TDs, and you just can't beat a big play offense when you don't know who's going to make the big play against you. Okay, Crawl's getting set to kick off. And it's the end zone for his 4th touchback of the game. It'll be 1st and 10 Hooper again from the 20-yard line. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I suspect that if they do try to move the ball, that they're going to do some, shall we say, short passes. I don't think they're going to try to hit the bomb, but we'll wait and see. It's 35-7. Henry takes the snap, hands the ball off, and Menifee is stopped almost as soon as he got the ball. He got 2. It's a 2nd and 8 at the 22. So obviously they've decided that they are just going to run out the clock. They do have to get at least one more playoff before they can call it quits at halftime because of the play clock. But I suspect that this may be the last official play of the first half. It is, and little number.
Number 13, B.J. Jones, number 34, Cody Pitts.
Looked like Chase Emerson, number 5, got the toss and got a 2-yard loss back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. So at halftime, the score is Glenwood 35, Hooper 7. We'll be back after halftime with the second half kickoff. Thank you for watching CTV Being TV, your Glenwood football station. Oh, I'm just going to have to live with it. I don't particularly like it. Yes, sir?
Well.
Deep subject there. Well.
True.
Yeah, I knew he didn't want to say too much because I was in right there. It's on mute. I'm going to take it off of mute. When they get ready to line up for, they're in the last 3 minutes now, and then they're going to have a
They've already reset the 3 minutes.
reset the 3 minutes. When that's over, when they come out for the kickoff, I'll start talking again. Okay? All right. There's not much as far as statistics are concerned. They didn't run that many daggum plays. Robichaux's not going to have nothing, but that's because he had a chance. He had a touchdown call back.
Well, I expect him to get,
Some carries in the second half.
even with the backups in. Did you see where Mark Rose resigned today?
No.
He refused to put his players on the field COVID. He said it's irresponsible to put his players on the field, to let them, with no COVID testing. He doesn't want his kids to get sick, take it home, kill a parent or grandparent. So he's refused to put his players on the field.
That's Smith Station, right?
No, at Russell County.
He's at Russell County now. Okay.
And so the superintendent and the principal have told him, you got to put a team on the field. The state said it's okay. He refused to do it. So they wanted to do the first 4 games. And they said, we will put a team on the field this Friday night. He said, I won't coach. And so they suspended him with pay. They took his coaching supplement away, $29,000. Because they said everybody has deemed it safe. This is your personal opinion, it's not. I can't.
All right, we're getting set for the second half kickoff. Kickoff will be going to Hooper. We've got 4 out of 5 touchbacks for Glenwood, and now that Ethan Cross had the rest during halftime, we'll see if he's still able to poke that thing in the end zone for a touchback. But they're waiting for that, and now we've got the sign that everything's ready. Crawl, who is an excellent soccer player, led the state in scoring until the closure of the state soccer program due to COVID. Turns out he's got some excellent ability on the football field too. Well, the little guy that's number 2, Menifee, kind of fumbled the kickoff. He got it at the 3 and decided he had to run it after he dropped it, and he ran it out to the, trying to see where they're going to place the ball.
23.
It looks like it's the 23-yard line, so he got 3 more yards than the touchback. So it's 1st and 10 at the 23 for the Colts. I expect maybe kind of some razzle-dazzle there, but we'll have to see what he does. Once again, Henry's at the quarterback slot. He hands the ball off inside, I believe, to Menifee on the carry. Did get a little bit. Let's give him credit. It looks like he's got the ball to the 27, so he gained 4, 2nd and 6. That little inside handoff is not getting a lot of yards, but they are slowly getting some yardage. And Menifee has wound up being the main ball carrier now that Hardaway is hurt. He has 14 carries for 67 yards in the first half. So he is definitely the workhorse for the Hooper Colts. I think that was supposed to be a bootleg out for the quarterback, And then he was going to turn around and try to pass. Not so fast, said the Glenwood defense.
DJ Snellgrove.
And B.J. Snellgrove just got Mr. Henry for a 12-yard loss. It is now 3rd and 18 from the 15. Now, I have that as the first sack for the Glenwood tonight, and that's a little bit surprising because they usually do get the sack the quarterback, but frankly, all of their passes have been pretty much of the short variety, so that might have something to do with it. Handoff is to the offside.
Carries the ball out close to the 25-yard line, carried away by number 2, A.J. Harris.
But Menifee, who is the featured back, did get it back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's 4th and 10 at the 23. And it looks like we're going to have a punting situation for the Hooper Colts. And I believe that's Henry back in punting. And again, he's trying to keep that ball away from the Glenwood returners. And that's going to cost him. He got the punt off, but he got only 24 yards on the kickoff, which went out of bounds at the 49. So Glenwood will take over from the 49-yard line, leading 35-7. It's a first down, Glenwood, from that 49. We've got the same old folks in the backfield for Glenwood. One of the things that we think is going to happen in this half is that Robichaud is going to get more touches. It's not his fault. They've just scored too much. I'm sure that's, and as we say, there goes Robichaud. Boom. I don't know how else to say it. Boom. He broke the first tackle and got by. And there are no flags. Let me say that again. There are no flags on the field. So Mr. Robichaud just picked up 51 yards, touchdown, with 9:18 left to go in the third quarter. And Garrett Hall, who's going to get mighty tired, is going for the extra point. And his kick is good. So it's timeout on the field as we get ready for the kickoff. And the score is now Glenwood 42, Hooper 7.
This Tuesday night here at the Swamp against the Target Generals. This Tuesday night here at the Swamp against the Target Generals. Our varsity team is off next week. And they will return the week after on the road to Troy, Alabama against the Pikeville Patriots.
That's a big game.
Yep. And the number 1 seed, I think the number 1 overall seed too. Right now the game looks like it's pretty much well in hand for Glenwood, but we want to be sure about that and try to contain Hooper, not have any chances for any comebacks. Once again, crawl back for the kickoff. Unfortunately for Glenwood, that's out of bounds. That's an illegal procedure, so that means that instead of on the 20, they'll get a 1st and 10. I believe they set the ball at the 35 on an out of bounds play.
They'll take the ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
So it's 1st and 10 Hooper on their own 35. Players line up in a tight T. Henry looks over the defense. Ball's given to, looks like Menifee again. And he was met right at the line of scrimmage for a no gain. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 35. I have seen Hardaway on the sidelines trying to trot, run, and try to see what he can do, but he has not returned to action for the Colts. Of course, that's a big blow for their offense, but it's a pass play, and ball is out of bounds. Looks like there is a flag at the 50. Not sure what the flag is for. They're bringing the ball back to the 35, and we'll find out. Holding against Glenwood. That's tough because not only is it the yardage, but they'll get the first down for that too. So 10-yard penalty against the Gators. And it'll be a 1st and 10 on the 45 for the Colts. If Glenwood's had one problem in this game, it's not been scoring points, it's not been playing defense, it's been making penalties that has frustrated both the defense and the offense. And I'm sure that's something that Coach Gibson will be emphasizing in the next week of practice. Menifee on the carry, got 3 yards. It's 2nd and 7 at the 48. They did kind of break from the huddle a little slow there, but Hooper has a 2nd down and 7. There's only 3 seconds left on the clock. They did get the playoff.
He wasn't set.
But I tell you what, it sure looked like the halfback was not set when they actually started the play, but there was no penalty called. They put the ball to the 50, so they give Menifee 2 more yards, and now it's 3rd and 5 at midfield. I'm thinking that they are going to go 4 downs, but don't know. Because quite honestly, Hooper's defense cannot stop Glenwood's offense. I would say, unfortunately, someone at the interior of the line for Glenwood got a little too excited, and I'd just gotten out of my mouth that penalties had been a problem, and lo and behold, a 5-yard offside penalty gives Hooper a 1st and 10 at the 45. Nice run.
Ball.
But he was stripped to the ball. Nice run by looked like Menifee. He broke loose and ran for a 1st down, but got stripped to the ball at the
J. Harris.
at the 18, and the ball was recovered by number 2, A.J. Harris.
He calls it.
I'm sorry, I understand that he caused the fumble, and that was recovered by them at the 18. So it's 1st and 10 Glenwood at the 18-yard line.
Crow's in at quarterback.
Dallas Crow is now the quarterback for Glenwood, number 12, and this is an exciting young man right here. He got caught there, but he has made some fabulous plays this year and has scored 3 touchdowns in a secondary role for Glenwood. 2nd and 10. Crow on the keeper, nice fake.
He's not down.
Like I said, this little fella right here has got a big heart, and they better be ready because he will run. And he got a 1st down on a beautiful run to the 29-yard lines for a nice 11-yard run. So 1st and 10 Glenwood from their own 29. And of course, this is milking clock as well.
Until he does that.
Oh, and there he goes. I don't know what else to say. There he goes. They gave the ball to Kai Robichaud, and it was like, goodbye.
Good night, Arlene.
Touchdown Gators!
From the 29, so I've got that as 71 yards. Is that?
Yep.
I'd said that he hadn't touched the ball much, but if he keeps that up, he doesn't have to. I will tell you that is Robichaud's 5th game in a row scoring 3 touchdowns minimum.
He's averaging 28 yards a carry now.
When you're averaging 28 yards a carry, you know you're doing something right. Okay, extra point is good. So it's now Glenwood 49, Hooper 7. And unless we have a tremendous comeback by Hooper in the last 44-6 of the 3rd quarter, the 4th quarter will be played with a running clock by rule of the AISA, with Glenwood having more than a 30-point lead.
Yes.
Ethan Craws getting set to kick off again.
Bunch of fresh faces in on kickoff team.
Did quite get that one out, but it did get down to the 9. Running it back is number 3 for Hooper. My problem is I do not have a number 3 on their roster, but number 3 did a good job of getting the ball out to the 23-yard line. So it's 1st and 10, Hooper on the 23-yard line. Sorry, folks, we don't have an. Oh, I see. We had a change. That's Jackson Ratliff, who was the returner. So I'm sorry, we've had some changes in some of their players, and Ratliff changed from 27 to 3. So that's who returned the kick for Hooper. Jackson Ratliff. That was Menifee on the carry. He lost one. So it's 2nd and 11 at the 22. And Menifee has way over 20 carries already in the game for Hooper.
Doubt anybody was expecting that. Missed it.
Well, unfortunately for Glenwood, there was 2 missed tackles, but 7 passed the ball to number 4, Will Reed, complete. It was a gain of 6. Again, I think they've decided that they're not going to lay back for a long pass and do the short passing game, but certainly Henry has shown an ability to be able to hit that short pass.
How's that not offensive interference? Yes, he was.
Again, number 4 on the reception, Will Reed. There's a certain amount of concern about some of the play on offense by Hooper, but whatever, it's still going to be a 28-yard pass and catch for Hooper. And it's a first down at the 45. Ball again to Menifee. He gains 4. 2nd and 6 at the 41.
Colvin made a play. He made the tackle, but he made the play.
That was an interesting attempt, I think, to have a wide receiver end around run, but Reed got thrown for a 5-yard loss.
It's the same play they ran earlier. Good
It-
success.
Yeah, that's it. And my spotter just, who's been Peyton Ziegler, I haven't mentioned his name. That was a play that they ran earlier to Menifee for an excellent game. But this time they got nothing.
Oh, kind of all. Good job.
That was a great pass breakup by number 21 for Glenwood, Cam Carpenter, because the receiver for Hooper had inside coverage, but Carpenter made sure that he wasn't going to hold on to that ball and did a great job of bringing the receiver down before he could control it. So it's 4th down. We've got a timeout on the field. While there's a timeout with 57 seconds to play, we'll take a break for our sponsors. We're back after the timeout. It's a 4th down and 11 for Hooper. And as expected, they are not punting. And we're in the last minute. Glenwood's got their guys up on the line of scrimmage. Pass was incomplete. I don't believe that there was a good pressure there by Trent Edwards, but the other thing is I don't think Henry and his receivers were on the same page there. So what happens is the ball goes over on downs to Glenwood on the 46-yard line. Here we go. Dallas hands off to Ron Beecham. Oh, he made a run, and he just blew right by both of the secondary men for Hooper and just scored his 3rd touchdown of the game on a 54-yard run with 37 seconds to play in the 3rd period. Let me mention that again. That's the backup to Glenwood. And that's his 3rd touchdown.
2 receivers.
So with some, he will be back. He's a junior. He will be back next year. And I know the Glenwood faithful are very happy about that.
Clock's running now. That's gonna be in.
So in the final seconds, the score is now Glenwood 56, Hooper 7. And with that difference in the score, that means the 4th quarter will be played with a running clock. All right, we're back. We're starting the 4th quarter with the kickoff after Glenwood just had Ron Beecham go 54 yards for his 3rd touchdown of the game. And Ethan Krall's going to be trying to go for another end zone touchback, and he made it. So it's 1st and 10 at the 20. And once again, we want to mention that this fourth quarter will now be played with a running clock. We've got a lot of new faces on the field for Glenwood on defense. Don't know what's going to happen as far as Hooper is concerned. Of course, they know it's a running clock as well. So that both teams may be deep in their bench for the rest of this fourth quarter. So we'll try to be careful about who is playing and what's going on as far as who's making tackles and who's using and running the ball. Looks like Hooper still has Henry in at quarterback. Number 4, Will Reed is the rusher. Don't know how good he is as far as running the ball, but we will certainly give him credit for being a good receiver. He did gain 4 yards on the carry, so it's 2nd and 6. Handoff is wide side of the field to Camden White is the tackle. The runner is number 8, Zach Rusley. Give Rusley some credit. He just got 9 yards and got a Colt first down at the 33. I do not believe that's exactly what Mr. Rusley had in mind on that play, but he got thrown for a 4-yard loss, so it's 2nd and 14. Bo Nolan made the tackle. Again, we've got a lot of new faces, but you know what? This is a good thing. So when next year comes about, they'll know what it means to get out there and play on the varsity and be ready to go. I wasn't sure that. Ooh. I don't know who made that tackle.
38. Owen Koger.
Owen Koger made some kind of hit. Literally number 5. Chase Emerson got 1. Third and 13 at the 30. Well, we have to give the credit. That little kid just busted one wide open. 8 minutes on the time, and it looks like that was Emerson.
2. That's Menifee.
Take that back. I apologize. That's number 2. Menifee for a 70-yard touchdown with 8 minutes to play. Menifee is easily actually the top ball carrier as far as yardage is concerned, but whereas Glenwood's guys have 3, 4, and 5 rushes, Menifee has 27. Extra point was no good, so the score now reads Glenwood 56, Hooper 13. With the kickoff now coming to Glenwood, we have a quick timeout for our sponsors to say a quick word before the kickoff. Kickoff to Glenwood. And ball gets down to about the 10. I think there's an awful lot of juking and not a whole lot of going forward. And unfortunately for Glenwood, the returner,
I don't have him on the roster.
number 18, is not on the roster.
16.
I'm sorry, number 16, not on the roster, so we're not sure who that is, but he came off with a limp, so I hope he's going to be okay.
Obviously a young guy.
First and 10 for Glenwood at the 20. Nice run by Andrasek. Andrasek picked up 11, and it's a first and 10 at the 31. Nice run, this first run by Andrasek in the game. When you're Kyle Robichon's backup, you don't get a whole lot of opportunity to carry the ball, but Andrasek has been running very hard. Dallas Crawl, the keeper, lost a yard. I'm sorry, Crow. I said Crawl. Thinking of Ethan, the kicker, so I apologize for that. Dallas, I'm sure after he lost a yard, he wished I had gotten it wrong, but that's okay. Second and 11. Mr. Crow has shown an ability, though, to be hard to tackle. Crow and the keeper, that is. We'll give him 2 to the 32.
3 minutes left in the ball game.
As we mentioned, again, it's a running clock. We certainly would like to see Glenwood's second offense be able to grind out more than just the one first down. Again, Andrasek running hard, goes up the middle, and got 7, making it 4th and 2 at the just short of the 40 to the 39-yard line. I believe this close we are going to punt. We're going to try something different, and Ethan Crawl is going to give it a shot to punt. This didn't work so well the first time he did it. He has punted once before, kind of got it off the side of his foot and got about a 25-yard punt, but we'll see what he can do.
Ooh! Better take back what you said.
My spotter, Peyton Ziegler, said, "You better take back what you said." And I think I'm right. I better take back what I said, because he just punted that all the way down to the 10-yard line for a, 51 yards?
Yes.
51-yard punt. Oh, my goodness. You do not see that very much in high school football. So it's no return. First and 10 for Hooper from their 10. 51 yards. If Mr. Crawl ever decides he wants to do something other than soccer, he'll be all right being a nice kicker for someone. I might want to mention that he is also an